You had no chance of defeating me!
Oh, that was satisfying.
Trials of Mana is unique because it comes out and it kind of feels like a relic in some ways, yet enhanced for modern gaming at times. So basically, this is an action hack and slash RPG. You pick 3 characters before the story even starts, one being your main hero and the other 2 being your side characters. Each one will have their own story, especially at the start of the game. It's very different, and then venture off into different areas closer to the end of the game, which I really appreciated. Each character fits a prototype, whether it be a healer, tank, warrior, hand-to-hand, and so on. Even if you pick a main hero, you can switch to the other 2 characters you pick in the beginning to make it feel more fresh, but we'll get to that later. Okay, so what is it that works in this game and what just didn't click for me? Covering the good. I love the hell out of the look of this game. It's charming, it's cute, it's very 80s and 90s. All the characters have these over-the-top designs, from Kevin the werewolf to most of the women wearing really short skirts or tiny shorts. You know, that's just how it is. I also dug the environments, since graphically they feel old in a way, yet somehow have this charm that makes it a blast to adventure through. The design of the enemies range from silly to badass to freaking adorable. The combat is a huge plus. It seems basic at the start, basically using weak attacks and strong attacks, and that's pretty much it. Then as you level up, you get a few more combos, you get some specials, and you get to mix it up a little bit. What really works though is switching from party members, like I mentioned in the beginning. The gameplay never feels stale since you try a new attack or new style on the fly. I also thought leveling up feature worked really well, as you put training points into different skills, and that will give you advantages in battle, whether it be for just that character or the whole party. Also, this is kind of a weird perspective for some RPG fans, but the game's pacing is quick and it can be beaten in anywhere from 18 to 25 hours. This is good news though, because for me, I like a shorter game. I don't like these 90-hour adventures. They just get boring after about the 50-60 hour mark. But what really works in this game is you want to play as all 6 characters, but you can only pick 3 in the beginning. So you'll want to beat this game in that 20 to 25, frame, because then you want to play again with the other 3 characters and put another 20-25 hours, because the story is different. This makes replayability up, because most RPGs don't offer different perspectives or different character stories like that.
Lies! You lied! Said I could bring Carl back to life!
Fool! You are the one who fell for the falsehood.
Now, it didn't all work for me. The voice work is atrocious, to say the least, but I loved it because it's so bad. But it is really horrible, but it adds, again, some charm to it, but I just love it. I'll put a little clip in here so you can see. The story, though, isn't much better. Most cutscenes will leave you eye-rolling, and it feels dated as hell. I'm not even going to mention. Honestly, I don't even remember most of the story because it was really standard, generic, boring shit. Not to mention all the characters are stereotypes, so the story doesn't give any real beef to that. It's the 80s. It's an 80s story in an RPG. Last but not least, though, the combat also can feel a little thin closer to the end of the game, because you get about 3 specials, and then you get a 4th one at the very end. But that's it. And you get a couple of 1 or 2 combos each time you change class and rank up. But it does feel a little thin on that. It's cool that you could switch classes, which will change things, like change your fighting style. But I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a little bored by the end of my run with the combat. But even with those negatives, I had a lot of fun with this game most of the time. It was mostly thanks to the look and the combat that make me enjoy this game way more than I thought it would. Sure, some things definitely feel outdated and some things are timeless, like the horrible voice acting. And it's mostly because the dialogue is pretty bad, so it makes the voice acting bad. It's beautiful. But I'd say it's definitely worth checking out, especially for RPG fans. This is a little bit of drought of gaming because everything is pushed back. So while we wait for Last of Us and Ghosts and Avengers and Cyberpunk, I'd say this is definitely worth checking out. And if you don't want to buy it, you could probably rent it. But definitely worth trying out. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Trials of Mana is my first Mana game, and I enjoyed it.
To defeat you. Don't you dare lose before then.